Who you like better, man? What pickup do you like better? You like this pickup better, Dalvin Cook to the Jets, or do you like this pickup better, Zeke to the Cowgirls? I mean, Zeke from the
Patriots.
To the Patriots.
Shout out to both of them, man. You know, because for a while I was getting nervous, especially for Zeke. I'm like, man, I don't know if this brother gonna get a job. So the fact that they even got a job, man, shout out to them. Definitely, of course, to answer your question, Dalvin Cook to the Jets is by far my favorite pick between the two backs. I've been saying it since before he visited the Jets. As soon as Aaron Rodgers took that pay cut for this year, leaving $35 million on the table, I said, oh yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. He's not doing that for GP. He's not doing that just because. He's doing that to go get more help. And I think Dalvin Cook, to add him to that already loaded roster, you got Breece Hall coming back, young guy who has a lot of potential. I know he's coming off an injury, but he will be healthy. So you got that 1-2 punch in the backfield. Dalvin Cook still has a couple really good years left, probably 2 to 3 years left in his, end of his prime. Guy who can catch out the backfield, run a 4.3, you know what I mean? So you got a lot of speed, like an extra kind of slot guy if you need him out there as a receiver. Just another weapon to add to Aaron Rodgers and his already amazing talent that he has around him. And in my opinion, JB, I'm going to be real, I think with the addition of Dalvin Cook, this makes the Jets Super Bowl favorites. And I'm going to say it right now. They're loaded. There's no weakness on their team right now.
But the mainstream media thinks that I'm crazy.
Nah, you ain't crazy.
Here's the thing I got, though, man. I'm going to be honest with you. This is I woke up this morning and I'm like, JB, give the people the real, give the people the truth, give the people the devil's advocate part of this thing that a lot of folks don't even think about because they never coached, they never played, they don't have any clue. Y'all are what they call casuals. Like the TikTokers in the chat here, casuals. Here's the thing. I'm worried now. I picked the Jets, and now I don't know. Why? Here's the reason why. If it was old school 10, 12, 15 years ago, yes, get as many great players as possible because there's never too many good players. But since the generation has completely changed and we are living in a different one, where transfers are transferring because they're not playing as much. They're not playing. They're not the number one. They're not the focus of the team. They're not getting the touches they would, etc. Gives me some worry in the back of my brain and heart that I'm like, Aaron Rodgers looks at Dalvin Cook and thinks Aaron Jones. He can catch out the backfield. I can put him in the slot. He can beat a backer. He can beat a safety. I like this pickup. I'm going to take a pay cut this year to get a Dalvin Cook, which he solely did. I can promise you that is why he took the cut. On the second side of things, you have a rookie kid named Breece Hall, who was on pace to be the rookie of the year, gets hurt, who's in rehab right now, who has to come back and get reps to get back to what he was, or he may never become what we thought he would be. So does this damper, bringing in a 28-year-old, does it hurt Breece Hall's maturation and growth and reps and touches, or are we using JB model? Less carries for you, keeps your knees healthy. Less carries for Cook at 28 years old, keeps his knees healthy. Sprinkle another guy they have or two. They have 4 or 5 backs. Does this help? Now, like I said, I just don't know the mindset of today's players. It's clearly not the mindset of 10 years ago where I say bring 200 dudes in. Let's make it work. Shitbirds get cut. Cream rises to the top. We'll take the best, short, fat, skinny, and tall. Boom. Now, I see a lot of, I'm not playing. I'm bouncing. I don't want to win. Winning ain't number one to these guys no more, Big Smitty, and you know that. This is not priority one anymore. Priority one now is get the bag, get the limelight. I want to be on Twitter and Instagram as the most likes and followers. I don't care. And I'm putting that in perspective as play. I'm just relating it to playing. I want all the catches, carries, and catches. So in this generation that we're seeing this in, which you don't think is bad because it's the bag, it's the market, right? Let's get their bag. I guess my question to you is, do you think any of the shit I just said has any relevance and gives me any right to be worried?
No, it definitely gives you a right to be worried. I mean, I think you made a hell of a point. I disagree, but I think it's a good point. To me, we've had recent examples, JB, of people bringing in a shit ton of talent and being successful. Let's talk about the LA Rams right here in our backyard. They just did it a couple years ago. They got OBJ. They got Von Miller. They already had Aaron Donald. They signed Matthew Stafford. They invested all this money to create this mega superstar team. And it worked in their benefit because why? They won a Super Bowl. Now, right now, you know, they're struggling to kind of rebuild, but they won a Super Bowl. So the goal that they had happened.
Let me give you the fundamental difference, though.
Right, break it down.
You had a coach that was there a few years already and already had been to a Super Bowl. The Jets coach has not been there. That's the first issue that's glaring. The second issue to me that's glaring, Matthew Stafford came in the spring just like Aaron Rodgers did.
Yep.
And these guys are coming in little by little, a week, 2 weeks in the second week of preseason. Dalvin Cook's going to come in. He won't be up to par and full go with that team until week 5 of the regular season, if we want to be really honest. Breece Hall won't be playing until then.
But that's it. That's your running back. Everybody else been there since day one.
Yeah. But I'm saying there's no way that you're going to as much as I think the running back position is being obsolete, you know, becoming obsolete, you still have to have somebody back there to take the load off for play action, for RPO, for certain things for Aaron Rodgers to open up windows, or you're just going to play pass all day and it's not going to work, right? So you're going to have some type of eye candy back there for defenses to respect. We know Aaron's not going to – it's not a threat to run in any type of spread option, any type of double option. We're not worried about Aaron running, so we're going to play the pass with Aaron Rodgers. Obviously, that's the DC's catalog on Aaron Rodgers' resume. Without a main big-time hitting back, he's always had an Aaron Jones. He's always had somebody that's going to be able to take that load off. I don't know if you'll have Dalvin Cook at 28 years old until week 5 that's really top-notch shape. We don't know what his shape is in. I hope he's a professional. He's staying in shape. We all know. But you know playing shape is way different than just workout shape.
Way different.
So there's a process to this that has me a little worried now. More worried with less talent. I mean, more worried with more talent than I was without Dalvin Cook, even though I said Dalvin Cook's going to make somebody better. I'm looking at it now, and I'm like, damn, does this hurt the young kid who has a possibility of being the franchise?
JB, don't overthink it, JB. Go with your gut. Go with your gut. Dalvin Cook's going to make somebody better. You was right when you said that. Stand on it. He's going to make this Jets team better.
Here's the thing. The reason I'm going to go back and be devil's advocate again against my own damn self.
He going back and forth. Hey, y'all, he debating himself right now.
Yeah, the running back position is what it is. Saquon Barkley's played whatever 5-6 years. He's obviously, people are, you know, already talking about we don't even want to pay you. So Dalvin Cook is probably, this is his last year. After this, he's 29 years old. He probably gonna get paid no way. And in the running back market, 3-year windows is what these big time backs have, in my opinion, to get paid. I mean, Breece Hall's got to shit or get off the pot this year. He's got to get injured. He got to get healthy, and then he's gonna have to perform when he gets the touches that he gets. And then Dalvin Cook, this is a Band-Aid for a bullet wound right now for the Jets. They're bringing in him to help out until Breece gets healthy. They know Breece is their future. I think Dalvin Cook's a Band-Aid on a bullet wound. He'll come in and spell, and he fits what Aaron Rodgers likes. Back out the backfield, put him on a mic, isolate him, get him on the wheel route versus the mic, chasing him through 3 gaps, put him in the slot and empty. I think Dalvin Cook fits his Aaron Jones type of system that Aaron wants to run, contrary to belief. Not Paul Hackett.
No, I agree 1,000%. And that's why I think it's gonna work. I think they're trying to win it all this year. They're not waiting. Just like again, my Rams examples that I threw out. And another example to me that's similar is the Bucks. Now, the Bucks had a lot of players already with obviously Mike Evans and Godwin, but they also went out there. They brought in Brady. They brought in Antonio Brown. They brought in Rob Gronkowski. They brought in all these cats, and they invested, and they said, let's win now. And that's what they did. They won now. So, again, I'm not saying all these examples are identical, because there's another example we could throw out there that it went the complete opposite way with Russell Wilson to the Broncos. Now, the Broncos fans are hoping that this season he's going to bounce back and the Broncos are going to bounce back, but I don't know. The preseason wasn't that, it didn't really pull me in the direction of feeling like they're on the up and up. I don't know. We'll see. But my point being is, as of right now, today, it's hard for me to look at that Jets team and have any major concerns. I get it. They're new, like you said, JB, and they got to figure out how to play together. So it might take a couple weeks early in the season to bump their heads, get timing down pat amongst the front five. But I know they're still figuring out some things with the O-line, get some timing down pat when it comes to receivers and Aaron Rodgers. I get all of that. But I just feel like by, week 4, week 5, just kind of around that, inching to that middle of that season, I think they're going to start rolling, man, and they're going to be very, very dangerous. They have everything they need. And again, the main point, which we always talk about on here, JB, is they had one of the best defenses in the league last year. I can really argue they had the best defense, because when you think about how shitty the offense was and how many times they had to be on the field, when you calculate that into it as well, I can argue they had the best defense in the league last year, if I'm being real. If they're even remotely close to that, just even sniffing that, and you got Aaron Rodgers on the other side, refreshed, rejuvenated, come on, man. Like, just that alone, I'm already thinking that they're going to win, 4 or 5 more games than they won last year, which, again, is going to put them in a double-digit winning category, put them in the playoffs, and put them in position to make a run. So, I just think just that alone, and then, again, you add in Dalvin Cook, you add in all these other pieces. I just, like you said, JB, I don't get how people in the media or anybody else is looking at this any differently. Could we be wrong? Of course, it's football. Anything can happen any given Sunday. So it could be October 12th, and we're looking back at these tapes like, damn, we were completely off. But right now, all things considered, looking at the roster, looking at the moves, looking at the energy amongst the New York Jets facility, man, this team is fire, and they're ready to win now. And like you said, Aaron Rodgers, he's done everything. The only thing that's really against him right now, when people are knocking his resume, is the fact that he only has 1 Super Bowl, and it's been over a decade since he won that one. We know once the quarterback wins their 2nd Super Bowl, they get bumped up to another category. So Aaron Rodgers, he has all the money he wants. He has all the opportunity that he wants. He wants a ring. And those young guys are backing him. They want to win too. You know what I mean? So I just feel like you got to put them as Super Bowl favorites as of today. That's my opinion.
Yeah, well, I've already picked them, so I'm not going backwards. I got to be honest, though, man. I love people when they put their foot in their mouth. I don't understand it. I really don't. I don't understand when people put their foot in their mouth. So in the comment in the section, in the chat here, somebody said, this one guy, I think he's an ultimate
troll.
Where'd he go?
You got to scroll to find him.
Travis Van Den Hall.
All right.
You guys need to get the All-22 film and actually watch football. The ignorance, dog, is just so, it's crazy to me when I'm the only human on planet Earth that can show NFL film and not get copyrighted by YouTube. Dick face.
Like real tape. Real
I don't know if you realize I'm the only one with DV Sport in America at home with a cowboy that costs more than your car. And I can show film anytime I want. I don't know if you realize that. Do you know that, Evan, whatever the fuck?
It was Travis Van Hall.
Hey, Big Smitty, I don't know if he realizes that.
Maybe he forgot, JB. Maybe he forgot.
You know what this is?
It looks like film. It looks like real footage. Like not watching on TV. It looks like actual.
Oh, is this a Super Bowl? Is this the Super Bowl that I have in my system?
I feel like it is, JB, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, wait up. Can I see the end zone? Oh, I got this end zone copy that you can't get.
Interesting.
I don't know anything I'm doing, Big Smitty. I don't watch film. I don't know anything. I love the people that put their foot in their mouth, dog, that know everything. It's unbelievable.
I love it, man. I love it.
I love it. I love it.
One of the best feels in the world is proving somebody wrong, too, man. And I know one guy that's trying to prove everybody wrong.
It's actually called doing what they said you could not do.
Exactly. And I know one guy who's trying to do what they said you could not do, and that's Ezekiel Elliott, who we brought up with the Patriots. How you feel about it, man? I mean, obviously Zeke is not the old Zeke. We get it. I mean, honestly, he is the old Zeke. Let's be real. You know what I mean? He's older. He doesn't have that same fuel in the tank. Last year, he still rushed for about 800-something yards, average about 3.6 yards a carry. Okay. Did have 12 touchdowns. He was a red zone threat for the Cowboys. How do you see him being utilized for Bill Belichick and the Patriots? And I guess how much of a lift do you think he could be for the team?
He'll be a lift, man, because he's been there. I just don't know if he has anything in the tank. He's just too old. Like, I don't think he can really offer too much. Because what can he really do in New England? Like, here's the problem. New England has no perimeter threats. They have nobody on the outside. Juju Smith-Schuster is not a threat. He's a route-running, curl catcher, big body, run-blocking receiver, to be honest, in this day and age. He'll catch you the rock. He might get you some tough yards. I mean, he's just not a guy that's he's not threatening double teams. He's not threatening the safety to get over the top and leave the run box. So, who do they have on the perimeter with Mac Jones to say, oh, let's let Zeke eat? We don't need to really load the box. Nah, they're going to play the run in New England, and they're going to make Mac Jones, who's still unproven, who I'm going to bring up later. Is still unproven, beat me, right? So,
but don't forget though, JB. So I don't think Zeke's gonna be back number one. They got Ramondre Stevenson. Yeah, they got Ramondre Stevenson there, who's rushed for over 1,000 yards.
Who's gonna be on the show, by the way? JUCO product right here in SoCal. He'll be on the show very soon.
Yeah, so that's gonna be their primary back. So Zeke's gonna be that number 2 guy. So as a number 2, I could argue that he's one of the best number 2s in the league. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a safe bet to make. So I think in that role, again, short yardage situation, red zone, I think he'll have maybe 2 or 3 games where he just kind of, his legs is feeling good and he might end up rushing for over 100 yards just because he's just in that mood for that day. So I do think he'll add some value and bring some value to the Patriots. But how much? I don't know. It's not going to be life-changing. Again, I had the Patriots winning, 4 or 5 games this year. I had to check my records, what I put down. But I'm not high on the Patriots this year at all. So adding Zeke, I think, makes the games closer, puts them in a few situations. He might help them win an additional game. But overall, man, I just think the Patriots are not that good. I'm not a huge believer in Mac Jones. I think he's average. I think Bill Belichick's past his prime when it comes to coaching, and he hasn't adjusted. And I don't think really anybody, unless you bring in a superstar quarterback, is really going to change those facts. And that's what it is.
I don't think it helps that team at all. I think the team's going to have to live and die with Mac Jones and what Bill O'Brien brings to the offense. That's what I truly believe in this situation. So,
I feel you for sure on that.
Some leadership maybe, and if he's a cancer, he's in the place. He's probably in the number 1 place not to be.
Right. I don't think he will be, man. Zeke knows what he's going into.
New York Minute, right? Bill will cut his ass in a New York.
Yeah, he knows that. He knows. Look, Zeke understands where he's at in his career. He's not an idiot because the Cowboys, Jerry Jones, they love him. You know what I mean? So they would have kept him there if they could, but he's just not performing to the same extent. So he understands that.
Let me ask you something. Bill Benz, that's a horrible stat line, by the way. Bill Belichick took the Cleveland Browns to the playoffs as the head coach. He won 2 Super Bowls as a D coordinator for the Giants. Stop playing with me. Don't ever talk to me about football when you have to Google shit, and I don't. All right, look, real quick. Here's the issue I have with this. I don't know if Zeke I don't know if Zeke's going to be help at all, but what it does, New England helps Zeke. New England helped Zeke clearly. He could have gone to a better organization, in my opinion, at this stage in his career. So I think it's a win-win. I think Zeke has already, I don't know if you saw his IG.
Cut his hair.
Got a little fade. He's cleaned up. Like, you go to New England, cats know, shit, it's military.
Right. You got to switch up.
Hey, I've talked to a lot of people I know, Willie McGinnis, different folks that I know that played there. I got players that played for me, Akeem Ayers, certain players that have won Super Bowls there. Akeem's going to come on the show as well. Dog, a lot of people have gone there and said they were misled, misguided their entire NFL career. They got there and Bill changed their life, not just for football, but now they live their life in a different thought process. So
that's real.
Hey, that's just certain people. I've had buddies coach for them. I've had buddies coach there as internships. Malik Henry's head coach right now has been under Bill for 2 years in a minority-ship, coaching minority-ship deal. James Fuller, my former Arena League coach, he's like, dude, the dude is different. He does shit that's just different.
Well, he needs to do something different now, JB. You know what I mean? Like, I know a lot of people don't want to talk bad about Bill Belichick. A lot of people don't want to talk bad about Belichick because of how great he's been, and we get it. But things change, man. It just is what it is. And we're in a different time right now. And I've said it before, and people hate it because everybody wants to bring it up. But I think at some point you do got to kind of pay attention to his success or lack thereof without the golden quarterback.
Players.
You do.
Let's make no mistake about it.
You still got to have players, and he's in control of that too for that team. So, like, either way, if you want to say that the Patriots don't have the right players, well, I got to blame Bill for that. If you want to say that they're not getting coached right, I got to blame Bill for that. If they're not whatever direction you want to point at for that organization, Bill's gonna get the blame because he got all the praise when shit was going well. So you can't get the praise, and then we make excuses for them when they're not executing well. And I'm not even saying winning Super Bowl. I'm realistic. Like, you have the GOAT at quarterback, who you helped become the GOAT. I'm not going to take that away from you, but either way, he is the GOAT. The GOAT won without you. We understand the situation he went into was great, but I'm just saying he won without you. Is what it is. You got to at least still be making to the playoffs. You can't be missing the playoffs like back-to-back seasons in New England. You know what I'm saying? Like that just can't happen. You know, so you got to at least make it to a wild card, be competitive. You know what I'm saying? If you lose in the wild card, it's not a great look, but hey, you made the playoffs with a roster that's like mid-tier. We can respect you for that. But if you go out there and lay an egg, JB, win 5-6 games, miss the playoffs again, like, I think it's going to be one of those mutual separations in New England. They're not going to disrespect Bill and say he's fired. Of course not. He's a legend. He's done way too much for that organization. But it's going to be a mutually agreed separation, and the Patriots will move on from Bill Belichick and go find one of these young, offensive coordinators who's hungry and make them their head coach. That's my theory. So, and I don't know if I can put this in the questions today or we were planning on doing it later, but that's why I think when we think about players and coaches with the most to lose or the most pressure, I think Bill Belichick has the number one pressure of anybody going into this next season.